Okay, when the tax cap law was passed, legislators stated their support if accompanied shortly thereafter by mandate relief. Do you feel enough has been done to reduce costs for schools? And what mandate relief would you support?
I passed a very large piece of mandate relief that dealt with how any government, municipality, school district in this state can make purchases. It allows for piggybacking off of any other contract that is let in a similar manner to how New York State does their contracting all across this nation. We can take advantage of economies of scale with large cities or large counties or other states across this nation, and that is a pretty big game changer when you think about paying anywhere from 5 to 15% more for everything that everyone purchases in this state, because we were the last state in the nation to approve this type of reform to our purchasing laws. I've partnered with Senator Betty Little, who now represents part of St. Lawrence County, and it was a pretty significant accomplishment. It was something that was so tough that I didn't scream from the mountaintops for all of last session that I had this bill that was going to get passed, because it was a bill that took a lot of work and a lot of finesse and several amendments before we could get it passed. But that's how you get real work done, is you put your head down and you try to get it passed. The governor has stated publicly that I don't believe is going to be focusing a tremendous amount on mandate relief, which any piece of mandate relief that really comes top down oftentimes is not really going to be a game changer. Some of the suggestions for mandate relief were that you didn't have to have your school psychologist in your CSE meeting. Well, you're not going to have the person that did all of the testing and has the technical expertise to discuss what a child needs for their particular disability at the meeting to determine the services that the child needs with that specific disability. I mean, they were they were false mandate relief, and those types of things are being thrown out there as mandate relief that aren't in reality ever going to change what happens on a day-to-day level, and is not going to save any money. And so, not having kind of mandate relief that's all show and no substance, I'm okay with, and I think it's upon us individual members to be able to listen to our communities and to figure out other ways that we can help to save money. But I don't think you're going to see a tremendous amount of focus, and the other types of mandate relief are, I don't think are realistic. Some of the things that are talked about, I don't see those major amendments to long-standing labor laws being repealed.
A couple of quick things. I feel as legislators, and first of all, let me say, as a Republican, I do think the governor has done some good things in his first 2 years. I think he's done some magic in terms of addressing the deficits we place. But he actually took the lead out of the tax cap, and I think if you recall, the Quinnipiac polls of support for that were in the high 70s, approaching 80%. But it's been very difficult as a legislator to vote against that. But we felt we were promised significant or meaningful mandate relief, at least to consider. The governor convened a task force to look at it, and as my colleague pointed out, some of the recommendations were very nitpicky. Mandate relief is one of those phrases that trips lightly off the tongue. When you get to education, you're talking about things like pension reform, tenure reform, reform of the tribunal law, very, very difficult issues, and quite frankly, I don't believe there's the political will in Albany to tackle those issues. I think that would trigger a tremendous political battle, and I think the repercussions would be very difficult to handle for a lot of people in Albany.
Do you have any more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Is there anything in the works to fund school districts with a high percentage of tax-exempt properties, such as colleges, municipal buildings, et cetera, at a higher rate? To fund them at a higher rate.
I don't think that in particular has been looked at. I think building a coalition on the other financial issues is our best tactic, because what you're doing is just dividing yourselves and you're more easily conquered. You know, yeah.
There have been some half-hearted discussions about user fees or service fees for tax exempt, but again, I think you're going to run into some significant political opposition to that, because it's all going from the same people back into the same fund when all is said and done.